Show me that smile again. Don't waste another minute on your crying. That opening theme was a mandate. Billions watched. America thought it knew exactly what Growing Pains was. It's a warm, safe family sitcom where problems resolved in 22 minutes. But here's what viewers never saw: casting disasters before the first episode, a star who rewrote the rules, and tragedies hidden inside the laugh track. Plus a launching pad that quietly introduced the world to one of the biggest movie stars ever. Today we're diving into 15 secrets that Growing Pains kept from you. From casting disasters to script changes demanded at peak fame, to medical crises playing out on camera while the show pretended everything was fine. Welcome to Sitcom Secrets, where every rewatch reveals something new. Fact 1. The Carol who disappeared before anyone saw her. Here's one that stops fans cold. When Growing Pains filmed its pilot in 1985, Tracy Gold wasn't playing Carol Seaver. Elizabeth Ward was chosen instead. Test audiences rejected Ward. Producers called Gold back. They reshot every Carol scene with Gold, but not all scenes. One Elizabeth Ward scene remained. If you watch that pilot, Kirk Cameron's hair is noticeably longer in scenes with Gold than in Ward's material. The proof hides in the first episode. Tracy Gold became iconic, defined Carol for 7 seasons. But she had to win the role twice. Sometimes the best casting decisions are accidents nobody knows happened. Fact 2. The star who rewrote his own show. Kirk Cameron was just another teen actor auditioning for a sitcom role. Mike Seaver was charming, a wisecracker, a kid who pushed boundaries. By 1986, Cameron was a star. Then, at 17, everything changed. Cameron became a born-again Christian. It wasn't quiet. It became a production mandate. He started requesting script changes, objecting to content he felt inappropriate. He was reshaping what Mike Seaver could be, in real time, in front of millions. The character fans loved wasn't just Cameron doing a job. It was Cameron actively constructing a version of himself and inserting it into the show. The irony is perfect. The most popular teen on television was simultaneously becoming someone who wanted nothing to do with what made him popular. Fact 3. The casting that changed everything. By 1991, Growing Pains was in its 6th season and feeling its age. In came a 16-year-old with small credits, Critters 3, soap episodes, bit parts. Leonardo DiCaprio. He was cast as Luke Brower, a homeless teenager taken in by the Seaver family. Nobody thought this kid would become the biggest movie star of the next 25 years. But Growing Pains was the moment DiCaprio stepped in front of a national audience. Within 2 years, What's Eating Gilbert Grape earned him an Oscar nomination. 6 years after the show ended, he was the center of the highest-grossing film in cinema history. DiCaprio appeared alongside Hilary Swank, a future 2-time Oscar winner, before either meant anything to Hollywood. The show was winding down. The kids it launched were just getting started. Fact 4. They fired the creator before season 1 ended. Growing Pains was created by Neil Marlins. His wife, Carol Black, ascended to co-executive producer. The show premiered September 24, 1985. By midway through season 1, less than 6 months, Marlins, Black, and most of the original writing staff were fired. Steve Marshall and Dan Gunselman replaced them. These two became the new showrunners. They inherited a set, cast, and premise, but the creative leadership was completely different. What audiences watched from season 2 onward wasn't the show that premiered. It was a replacement production wearing the same skin. Most viewers assumed they were watching one continuous vision. They were watching 2 completely different shows stitched together. Fact 5. The showrunner walkout nobody talked about. By the end of season 6, creative conflicts escalated severely. The entire showrunner team, Marshall, Gunselman, Sullivan, and co-executive producer David Kendall, collectively quit before season 7. Not one person left. The whole team walked out. The final season was handled by replacement showrunner Dan Wilcox. Growing Pains effectively went through 3 different creative eras. 3 different shows. Most shows fall apart in front of the camera. This one fell apart in the writer's room, repeatedly. Fact 6. The girlfriend rule that changed how they filmed kiss scenes. After his conversion, Cameron's boundaries became production law. He would not kiss any actress on screen except his real-life girlfriend, Chelsea Noble. So Chelsea Noble was cast as Mike's new love interest. According to reports, this extended beyond Growing Pains. In subsequent projects, Noble was brought in as a literal kissing stand-in for other actresses. The production reorganized itself around this single actor's boundary. The lengths a production goes to for its lead actor reveal how much power that actor quietly holds. Fact 7. The fat jokes that were never just jokes. In Season 4, Tracy Gold gained weight during hiatus, normal for a teenager. She came back fuller. That's when the scripts changed. Writers inserted weight jokes. Mike would deliver one-liners about Carol's appearance. The jokes were written as sibling banter, but Gold internalized them. She became preoccupied with her weight. A doctor put her on a 500 calories a day diet. Cast and crew complimented her shrinking appearance. The diet became restrictive. By 1991, Gold had developed severe bulimia. By early 1992, she weighed an estimated 80 pounds. She was hospitalized and suspended. The same show millions watched as safe and wholesome had quietly contributed to a life-threatening eating disorder. Gold doesn't blame the writers, but the environment that enabled it was built into a script. Sometimes the worst damages happen through casual cruelty that nobody imagined will be taken literally. Fact 8, the wedding episode that wasn't a wedding. If you're enjoying these facts, hit that like button. It really helps us keep bringing content like this. Julie McCullough was cast in Season 4 as Julie Costello, a nanny. Her character was set up as Mike's romantic interest. By Season 5, scripts built toward a wedding. McCullough came to set ready to film. She was handed a new script. Her character cold feet at the altar and leaves Mike. She was being written out. No explanation. Just a new script. Cameron claimed he had nothing to do with it. Showrunner Dan Gunselman offered a creative explanation. Mike in a committed relationship was a dead end. But McCullough said Cameron discovered she posed for Playboy and his objection influenced the decision. Cameron later denied this. Whatever the reason, McCullough showed up for her character's wedding and left without a job. Fans were outraged. Producers brought her back for a hastily produced goodbye. Whatever happened, an actress showed up for her wedding and left without a job. That's the fact that doesn't change. Fact 9, the episode that quietly addressed a real crisis. As Gold's eating disorder escalated through 1991 and early 1992, her appearance was visibly concerning on screen. The show's response wasn't to address what was happening. It was to write Carol out of the story. Carol was studying abroad in London. She wasn't in the scenes. In an episode called Don't Go Chanjin, Ben films a video letter to Carol, who is simply absent. No acknowledgement of what was actually happening. Growing Pains had built its reputation on tackling real issues. But when the hard truth was on its own set, the solution was to hide it. Carol Seaver was in London. Tracy Gold was in a hospital. That gap between fiction and reality is where the real story lives. Fact 10, the show that was a launching pad for Hollywood. Growing Pains functioned as an unofficial talent incubator. Brad Pitt appeared in 2 separate episodes as 2 different characters. Hilary Swank had a 2-episode arc. Heather Graham appeared as 2 different characters. Jenny Garth, before Beverly Hills 90210. Brian Austin Green. Hank Azaria. Dennis Haysbert, later the Allstate spokesperson, played 3 different characters. By one count, 19 future recognizable names made appearances. What looked like a supporting cast was actually a waiting room for the next decade of entertainment. For a generation of young actors, it was the audition that opened the door. Fact 11, the father-son episode nobody clocked at the time. Alan Thicke played Dr. Jason Seaver for 7 seasons. His real son, Robin Thicke, appeared in 3 separate episodes as Ben's classmate. Father and son shared scenes. Robin did an Entertainment Tonight interview on set, talking about his music dreams. 2 decades later, Robin Thicke released Blurred Lines, one of the most played songs in modern music. The kid who appeared as a background character on his dad's sitcom became a pop star. Sometimes a family sitcom contains more real family than anyone realizes. Fact 12, the cast that stopped speaking to each other. The Seaver family was one of television's most beloved units. In 1991, Cameron got married. He didn't invite any co-stars. Not Alan Thicke. Not Joanna Kearns. Not Jeremy Miller. Not Tracy Gold. After the show ended, he made no effort to maintain contact. He and Gold didn't speak for 8 years. The people who spent 5, 6, 7 days a week together became strangers. Cameron later explained this was about starting a new life. But the distance was real. Playing a close family for 7 years isn't the same as becoming one. Growing Pains proved that definitively. Fact 13, the tragedy behind Boner. Andrew Koenig played Mike's best friend, Boner Stabone, for 4 seasons. He was lovable, always making Mike laugh. What audiences didn't know, Andrew Koenig was the son of Walter Koenig, who played Chekhov on original Star Trek. After Growing Pains, Andrew struggled with depression quietly. He became unreachable. In February 2010, Walter made a public plea for his son. Days later, Andrew Koenig's body was found in a Vancouver park. He died by suicide. He was 41. The kid who played the comedian on America's most cheerful sitcom had lived a private battle. Behind every laugh track are real people. Bonus stab 1 exists in memory. Andrew Koenig lived in silence. Fact 14, the show that vanished. Growing Pains ran 7 seasons. It spent multiple years in the Nielsen Top 10. It was an ABC flagship, a Friday night institution. Today, it's almost impossible to find. The show is largely absent from streaming. It rarely airs in syndication. You can't easily catch reruns the way you can with Family Ties or The Cosby Show. Growing Pains has essentially disappeared. Part is rights issues. Part is that Cameron's later stances alienated distributors. But the effect is the same. A show seen by tens of millions is now difficult to access. Fact 15, what Growing Pains actually gave the world. In 1991, Growing Pains was dying. It needed something. Producers brought in a young actor in a Cousin Oliver move. The actor was 16, Leonardo DiCaprio. He played Luke Brower. It looked like exactly what it was, a dying show grasping at relevance. But here's what happened. DiCaprio left with his first national exposure, 23 episodes watched by millions. 2 years later, What's Eating Gilbert Grape earned him an Oscar nomination. 3 years later, Romeo and Juliet made him bankable. 6 years after the show ended, Titanic became the highest-grossing film ever. Leonardo DiCaprio became the biggest movie star on the planet. What looked like a desperate Hail Mary turned out to be the most important casting in 1980s television. The show was done. The kid was just getting started. Growing Pains was supposed to be where families learned to talk to each other. The real story was far darker. A show that went through 3 creative eras. A star whose conversion rewrote the rules. A set where casual cruelty escalated into a life-threatening eating disorder. A cast that stopped speaking for years. A launching pad for some of the biggest stars ever. A show the industry quietly let fade from memory, even though tens of millions watched it. If you made it this far, you've earned your spot. You know the real Growing Pains now. Hit that like button and subscribe. Comment, which fact surprised you most? Which show should we cover next? Until next time, this is Sitcom Secrets, where every rewatch reveals something new.